Are we recording?
Yes.
Yeah, you see that the mirror is bad, especially for anyone, because you just checking yourself in the mirror all the time.
Yeah. Well,
Should we cover that up, Daniel?
I'm not gonna be checking. Is it in the shot?
Is it in the shot, Daniel?
No.
So I don't want to scare myself.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hello. Hi Hannah.
Hello.
Good to have you back. Where have you been?
I've been away. I've been
I know.
to Spain.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay, so why you ask me if you're not interested?
I am interested.
No, you're not. You just like doing in your comedy show when you just like, doing the talk with the audience. Where you from? Where you come from? What's your age? What's your job? Oh, I'm not interested. I'm sorry. Because nobody cares. I think I watched so many comedy shows of yours over the years that I could probably make a compilation and, make a mockumentary about your stand-up.
I did a gig with Phil Kay in Dunleary a few days ago.
Oh no, and it was good?
Yeah, I love Phil. He's
Me too.
a genius comedically when he's in the pocket. It's quite extraordinary. But
Yeah.
and I have to say I do love Phil. I can't not love him because of the goodness in that man. But Jesus Christ, I don't know, maybe he hadn't washed for a few days, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, there was quite a strong stench of BO and we were on the stage and he'd move and I'd just go get this like, whoa, overpowering. But I love him, so it doesn't matter. I love him. Why even bring it up? But yeah, he's the Rasputin of stand-up comedy.
Yeah. What if he watches this and
He's aware of it.
okay, did you tell him?
Yes.
And what did he say?
He just said something Phil K-ish that minimised everything that I said. Well, there was a moment, right, we were doing a sort of Q&A with the audience, or trying to do it, and somebody said, Phil, who's your favourite comedian? And, he was talking about physical comedians, and then he talked about Buster Keaton. And then I tried to, throw Phil under the bus and say, well, what about Buster Keaton? Wasn't he anti-Semitic? Wasn't I have no idea whether, it's just one of these things that is, in the ether at the moment. I was trying to throw him under the bus. And then Phil proceeded to do an impression of Buster Keaton falling down a hill, but made his body in the shape of a swastika. And it was such a genius fucking move. But just the fact that he magically, in that instant where I say Buster Keaton is anti-Semitic, and then that he saw Buster Keaton rolling down the hill and that the body can go into the shape of a swastika, and he was able to pull out those images and bring them together in the moment. It is, that's what I mean about the magic of Phil. And when I first saw him, I saw him do that on stage, and I mean totally virtuoso. And the same way when I saw Dylan Moran a few times, where it's like I didn't know you could do that with comedy. I didn't know it could be that good. It's like if we're all playing violins. If we transpose comedy to violin, and then you see somebody like these guys and they do stuff on the violin, you're going, fucking hell. But I don't think that can be learned.
Yeah, I think he's almost channeling God.
Okay.
But God has really...
No, we know the only comedian that's channeling God is Tommy Tiernan. Come on.
All right.
Let's Tommy Jesus Tiernan. But yeah, what a dude. And the organizer of the festival said it was the best. Phil did a few more shows, and he did. He said it was the best he's ever seen Phil, which is just lovely to hear. Also, Phil went to Austin, Texas to try and get on Kill Tony, but he only went for a day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, but I think with somebody of Phil's caliber, he should absolutely, like if I was Tony Hinchcliffe, hi everyone, I would love to have Phil Kay. I'm trying to do
Yeah, I'm trying to do an impression of, I don't know who I'm sounding like. No, I sound like that. Who's the author of the author of the Naked Lunch? William Burroughs. He got it. Anyway, if I was Tony Hinchcliffe, I would love to have someone like Phil Kay on Kill Tony. I think he would do brilliantly. But he went over and did he even put his name in the hat? But he said he was walking around 6th Street, which is where the mothership is in Austin, where they have Kill Tony. And I think he was only there for a day. And then he said he walked from Austin to the airport, back to the airport. It took him 11 miles. I don't know.
Because he didn't have any money.
He didn't have any money. But
Because he thought he's going to get paid.
But
on Kill Tony.
I would love to figure out a way to contact those guys and say, look, I'll pay for the fucking ticket for Phil to go over there. There's no problem. Because I think...
But listen, did he want it to be a contestant? Like,
Yeah, he wanted to do a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And then actually, when I was doing the gig with Phil in Dunleary, he did the minute that he was going to do on Kill Tony, and it was fucking genius. He was talking, there was a moment where, within the minute that he was going to do, where he was saying, it's ridiculous, you can't walk onto, you can't bring a needle and a thread, in your luggage on the airplane. Like, what do they think we're going to do? I'm going to be on the airplane going, wait, I'm going to fucking, knit a fucking bomb or something. Oh, I fucked it up.
Uh-huh.
See, that's why I'm not Phil Kay. Daniel, can you step in and get your father out of the hole that he's dropped himself in? Anyway.
But I just wonder, why did you want to sabotage Phil Kay and...
Sabotage him how?
When you were talking with Buster Keaton and that he's anti-Semitic.
Oh, because I was just trying to get a gig. I was trying to...
laughter.
I was trying to get a cheap laugh.
Oh my God.
And he did the old switcheroo.
He did the old switcheroo, but he just turned my feeble attempt at a cheap laugh, into this comedic, transcendent brilliance. Absolutely beautiful. What an image. That'll stay with me forever. The idea of Buster Keaton, me accusing him of being anti-Semitic in the shape of a swastika rolling down the hill. Fucking brilliant.
Amazing. He's an amazing storyteller.
Yeah.
And he can keep your attention. And his story can, wear off different directions, but he knows how to come back.
Well, I think of Phil, he's kind of got a nebulous consciousness, and it's really big. But then sometimes when it all comes together and he focuses on something, it's quite beautiful to witness.
Yeah.
And I've seen it a few times. Okay, very sad news about Prince Andrew. No, don't go down that route. Okay,
Prince Andrew.
Prince Andrew. Oh no, he's called Andrew Mountbatten Windsor now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's stripped. Oh, and he's kicked out from his mansion, 15, bedrooms mansion.
Yeah.
Windsor or whatever he was. I feel very sorry for him.
I've never heard anybody say that. You feel sorry for Prince Andrew?
No, I'm joking. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic.
Okay.
I don't. He looks like a little pervert.
Also, I tried to apologise to someone. I'm not going to go into any details, but I will say that and it was a heartfelt, and I meant it. You try to apologise to somebody, but they're not having it. This
I'm
person.
not taking it.
And it's... And when somebody's so angry with you and you sort of half understand the reason, but you're not fully understanding of the, to be quite honest, inappropriate anger, and with a disproportionate rage. Don't try to do a joke, right? But I'm just please, Hannah.
I'm being completely.
But anyway, but it didn't. The person did not accept the apology, but I don't know. I would love if you never know, and I think if this person was to watch this podcast, I don't know. You never know.
You never know.
I genuinely, I'm not kidding around. I'm really, really sorry for being rude, and just and I would do just about anything to sort it out. And that's it, because it has fucked with my head. Well, I remember years and years ago.
Are you willing to do anything?
Oh. Years and years ago, when I was doing a play, The Pillow Man, one of the actors lost the fucking plot with me.
But it ate away. It really fucked with my head for to be quite
Your
honest.
head or his head?
Well, it obviously fucked with his head. Look,
Yeah.
here's the thing: if you don't know the reason, right? You haven't, or even if you haven't, but somebody just has. It's been building up and brewing for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then they just fucking scream, and you don't know what, you don't understand.
Yeah, you're
And,
shocked.
and then you
expect
can't
it.
match their anger, but then it brews, and then they kind of hand over their anger to you because you. I think also there is a confidence trick that goes on with anger. That's also militancy freaks regular people out. When they see people freaking out but also this is another thing. Just because you're angry or just because you feel angry doesn't mean you're actually right.
No.
But that's the trick that is played on a lot of people. When they see people being really, really angry and freaked out about something, sometimes it is justified, but other times it isn't. And sometimes people are being bullies. Now, I know I'm riddled with every fucking thing I'm talking about. I have been that person to another. I've been on both sides of every fucking thing. But it is funny. There's lots of reasons why certain interactions really stick in the craw or stick in our brains, and we can't seem to lift ourselves out of it. And it could be a mixture of ego, injustice, or whatever. But it is funny. I did look up. When stuff happens that is very unusual, it does kind of give you a chance to examine yourself in a way that you wouldn't normally need to. And that's why I was looking up, how do Buddhists deal with confrontation?
You can always ask ChatGPT as well for help.
I don't want to ask, just because we can doesn't mean we should. I mean, sorry.
It's just-
Anyway, the Buddhists, they talk about non-attachment, but I think non-attachment is a practice. It's like, practicing how to play the piano. You read about it. Oh, the piano, I can see people playing the piano, but you can't just bing bong, do it.
No, you have to either say practice, so you have to practice every day.
Yeah.
So you think you got it,
No.
but then someone appears and throws you off the, your whatever.
But I do think in general you get further with a fucking kind word. But then again, I am a bit of a cunt, and I can be quite ignorant, and I can be quite rude. But I'm willing to. I don't want to be.
Yeah, but like sometimes I think you allow yourself to be a cunt.
What we were just
Are you
talking.
taking a pleasure in
Actually,
it?
I was telling you before when I was walking down here, there was that guy.
Oh, very good.
That he was just standing in the middle of the pavement, and he was just going. That's what and I could see people looking at him already freaked out. Like,
well, Daniel, that's kind of
the terror in their eyes. Like,
yeah, well, you see what Daniel describes there. So he's
and I was just like, walk away slowly, like.
Who you were that? Yeah.
just...
Well, you see, so you're walking down the street and you see somebody like Daniel was describing. Now, to me, there's lots of reasons why that person is in that position and why they're behaving in that way. But could it be that it's accumulation of things that have happened to this person that they haven't confronted, that they haven't stood up for themselves, or they haven't explained, or whatever? And then so they got to the point where it's just like, but they should have been doing 15 years ago to whoever the fuck said something to them. I mean, I made fun of. I talk about that on stage about my father. When I was a kid, like I was 7 or 8, and I'd hear him in the toilet, and he'd be reenacting some interaction and trying to right a wrong that he felt was perpetrated against him, but he was sort of replaying it in his mind, and I'd hear him in the toilet. I'll tell you another thing, Paddy, you can make off if you think that's going to happen, because I certainly wouldn't do that in that way. And another thing, you don't talk to me like that, whatever. And but then I find myself doing the exact same thing, and you're so in that kind of. But it's funny. It does make you examine what is it about that interaction with this person that rocks you so.
I think it's called hangxiety or something.
Oh yeah, hangry. Oh yeah, well that's true as well. They say, like, if you're in Alcoholics Anonymous, they say if you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, or a mixture of both, all four, everything can affect you at a much more higher level.
But like I was listening to Joe Dispenza, and he says it's not a problem of being angry and do something, but how long that anger, that emotion stays with you.
Yeah, but again,
if you're living every day with this,
Yeah.
and you're taking on for weeks,
Right.
and define you.
Yes.
And if you can't get rid of it,
Yes.
or transform
Yes.
it,
Yes.
transmute it,
Okay,
or
good.
change it, so you are allowed to be angry.
Well,
but just deal with it.
What?
Deal with anger.
Well,
Express it.
Yeah, but again, you see these people like Joe Dispenza. If I went up to Joe Dispenza, fuck you, Dispenza, you fucking you know what I mean?
He's not a pedophile.
I didn't say. And we're not talking about anything.
No.
Continue.
Continue. But it just almost slipped out of your mouth. You just were halfway through.
Anyway,
and I caught it.
It's easy. Like, all is fair and everything is fine. And
Well, maybe we should have those rooms where you just go in and trash stuff with a baseball bat.
Yeah, there's a therapy like that.
That
you're supposed to kick a pillow or a punching bag and scream.
Well, again, I keep on going back to my mate John Caleri, and he's a kind of there's an aspect of his personality that is naturally Buddhist-ish, and some people will not like you, and I know we've talked about this before, and I don't like some people, and sometimes the reason I don't like people.
I don't like you.
You don't like who? Did you say I don't like you?
Or who's saying I don't like people?
Yeah, but he's my son.
I know, but he's being theatrical.
I know,
but that's taking it.
But he saw me. He saw his chance there, and he really went for it.
But like a lot of just because you let's say my father or your mother, doesn't mean that I like you. I love you. But I don't like you.
Okay,
it's just
we're going down the dark road again, Daniel.
No,
we can't. We should call this the Dark Road podcast.
I was looking at my mom, and she was particularly, like passively, she was particularly not nasty, but in that sort of like this stingy way that she's not bad, but she's telling you things you don't want to hear, and they're not welcome. So I'm just looking at her, and I was thinking, my God, I love you, Mom, but I really don't like you. I don't really like hanging around with you for a long time. And that's
I was at
about
my
the family.
What's that? Oh, there's a car in the background. Yeah. I was at my Uncle Andrew's.
Can you not look at me doing the switcher?
Who cannot?
Are you looking
I'm looking at you, sorry.
Doing the switcher.
I was at my Uncle Andrew's funeral. Yeah. But his two kids, did a eulogy. But it was
beautiful.
Yeah, it was actually. It was. Andrea and Paul. And I dread it.
Why did you dread it?
I dread just thinking about
death.
Well, my parents and all that.
Yeah, but I think you don't hold on to bad memories. We are built from good and bad.
What?
No,
I'm saying I dread my parents' death. How's that memories? It hasn't happened yet, Hannah.
Yeah, but what I was saying, when people passing, then you just remember the best things about.
It's kind of like plans. Anyway, sorry. There was a few thoughts that were popping into my head, and I forgot. They just go in, and that was great, and then it's gone. It's funny. There's some thoughts that should stay with you because they're great thoughts. And then there's thoughts that you shouldn't be in your head. Like me, Willa White, and Al Porter did a show. We did a show in the Maritime Museum in Dunleary called Alcoholics Unanimous. And so the first part of the show, it was kind of set up like an AA meeting. The three of us were sitting there on the stage. We were all sharing our experiences with the drink and how we opened up the door to addiction and alcoholism. And, Willa's stories, Jesus. You know Willa White?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're powerful. But anyway, so we did that for about 35 minutes, had a bit of a Q&A, or asked the audience to write out questions, and we read them on stage. And, it was good, though. But it was good. There's certain moments where, okay. And then took a break. Willa went on, I went on, then Al went on. But I thought, actually, it's a good format for an actual show, for a good night out. Because these three people, like Al, Willa, me, we kind of cover a big spectrum of the of the Irish experience. But anyway, he was talking about, there's certain phrases that pop up in Alcoholics Anonymous, and one of them is, I don't want people living rent free in my head.
Oh yeah, that's good.
This person who got very, very, very angry with me, he has been living rent free in my head. But I wish there were things. But it's funny.
You should evict him.
Yeah, I should evict him. Well, and then I said to Willa, that's the only way I'm going to be a fucking landlord. That is to have people living in my head. Anyway, there's a joke there somewhere, and it's only a little old fart bubble of a joke. But wouldn't it be lovely to have? It's so true what they say about the definition of Irish Alzheimer's or Irish dementia is you forget everything except your resentments, because resentments run deep. They're like if you compared resentments to let's say plants. I mean, resentments would be what plants can't you pull out the fucking roots, but there's always a little bit of a root there, and it just gets managed to grow back.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it funny, the plants that you don't want in your garden are the ones that grow the best. Isn't that? That's very good.
Weed?
Yeah. It's called weeds, So I've got a lot of weeds in my head, Daniel. I want some begonias and tulips, and I would like some pansies and roses. I'd like a rose growing out of me arsehole. Hello. But, yeah. So, but I think, when things happen, ultimately what I'm trying to say is, I'm nearly 60. Please give me wisdom, at least a little bit, just a little bit, and a grandchild. If Daniel or Jack doesn't get a grandchild soon,
you're going to have your own grandchild. You're going to produce your own grandchild.
Yeah. If there is a 27 or 28-year-old woman out there who, do I really?
No, David, don't.
Do I want a child?
I don't know. You want a grandchild or you want a daughter? I mean, you have still a chance to
My mate has just, I don't want to say anything just in case, but my mate has had a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent some photos. And then my other friend Ashleen's gone over to Australia. She's visiting her sisters, and she's hanging out with her nieces. And God, they just look, I don't know. But I just have what is it, a secondary broodiness, oh no. Oh, and maybe because I was looking at, maybe I can show that. I can show that little clip that on the podcast where Daniel was 7 or 8. They were in Leeson Street. They were in because Daniel slept on top and Jack slept on the bottom. And Daniel was Daniel was reading Jack a story.
Yeah, from the book.
And it was just, and obviously we're Jack and Daniel's parents, so we just think they're angels. We adore them. But just that little moment captured. And that reality, that time did exist. And, I talk about things like some kids know more because they know less. They're a lot of information in our heads is really, they're like weeds. Yes, it's information. It's rubbish.
It's rubbish.
And the purity of children and the way Daniel was so innately loving, caring, enjoying looking after his brother, and little Jack was loving the fact that Daniel was telling him a story, and the way kids love the repetition of these stories. And what was the story Daniel was telling about? We're getting very sentimental here, folks. Sorry about that.
Mister, there wasn't it from those
about the leopard losing its spots, was it?
Yeah.
And the leopard, well, you really should have seen him. He laughed so hardly he nearly laughed his spots off. What a pandemonium. That's it. Oh, Mr. Funny giggled.
And also, like, you know, nowadays we giving a story to that story.
Yeah,
to
but I
the
think
narrative.
you're romanticizing.
I am
it.
romanticizing it.
Because
no.
the thing is,
Are
they
you
were
willing
just
to-
lying down, fooling around. He was reading him story. They
God,
were
'cause
having a good time.
Yeah, because I should.
But there's no like.
No,
huge,
and also, sorry, yeah.
there's no huge Daniel consciously looking after Jack. They were just like, you know, maybe fooling around, lying in bed. He picks up the book, they're reading story.
I know, but this
Jack is enjoying it
But what
immensely.
but what is this human? This is it. This is it. And then you said, "Oh, I wish they'd lived in a bigger house." You said when you said earlier on, and I said what they had and what they were doing is so much bigger, richer,
than a
palatial than any fucking house. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. In that moment, I was probably thinking, "Come on, go to bed. Fuck off." I would, just want to.
You probably
go
were
out
drinking.
want to go out drinking.
In the sitting room.
But I just certainly, as an older person, just seeing the ephemeralness or the transitory nature of these moments, and you looking back, obviously you do get sentimental.
But in a way, I like the fact that you can bring the best out of your past and make it really beautiful. Even though maybe it wasn't 100% like that.
Yeah.
But it's much better to carry good things than bad
And we'll
things.
live on that lie.
It's
Yeah, but like if you say, "Oh, I want grandkids," it's like, "Yo, what are you gonna change the diaper? Are you gonna fucking
No.
Oh, you
them
see,
out?
Daniel doesn't.
Yeah.
You see, Daniel
Are you
knows.
gonna take them to school? Are you gonna?
Oh
you know,
yes, David.
yeah,
That's what you have to do.
all
now.
the things.
Oh, in other
all
words,
the things.
well, Daniel, hang on a sec. Number one, don't feel any pressure to have a kid just because I'm saying
it's
I want.
expensive.
Yeah, well, Daniel, you don't actually have to have a child just because I'm saying I want a grandchild. Don't be like, okay, well, I suppose I'm better get a kid then if my dad wants a grandchild. But what I'm saying is, and I probably said this before, I'm sure I have, you see these people being interviewed, older, it doesn't matter, very successful billionaires in the 70s or 80s, and the thing they say, they always say, I wish I had spent more time with my family. Now, to a lot of people, especially younger people, that's just a phrase, with my family. But what I'm saying is, those little moments, like looking back on that, where Daniel was reading that story to Jack, I don't know, I just find it so touching, and it's just beautiful. It's like the way people talk about the Mona Lisa, and they talk about great art, and it captures this moment, and that was that moment.
That's art.
Well, it
Art
gives
of
meaning
life.
to the fucking whatever indifference of the whole thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's sort of like exemplified love, caring. Children being comfortable, having your own bed, your book. Laughter. Laughter. When you hear kids laughing, that's the most beautiful, because
I'm looking for
they
this
feel
clip.
safe.
This the stand-up comedy clip where I talk about, and I must have been listening to some podcast. The past has happened, but it doesn't exist, right? We know that. The future will happen, but it doesn't exist either. So we exist just on this line between the past and the future. But then how thick is the line? Or, like how, where are we? So what the present? So what it's present past? But so this idea of we have this idea that we know what we're up to. We know what we are about. You're Hannah. What does that mean? I'm you. Huh? I work in RTE. Do you? Well, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
I'm
do, because I get up every morning
I know.
and I go to work.
Okay, yeah.
So,
no, you're
but
right.
you know
No,
what?
but I know.
I think you need a bit of ego. Ego, like people say, get rid of completely your ego. If you get rid completely of your ego, you don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. You don't know where to position yourselves. You need a point of reference. And then, if if you have a point of reference, then you can live on this earth and try to do the best, not up in the clouds.
I mean, these are luxury thoughts. Like, what is this? But why? Well, it's also good to just try and pull back. I mean, I think that's what's so lovely about laughter and comedy, is that it does just give you a momentary, just a wider focus. It just makes you pull back from these kind of, I'm doing this, my name's Hannah, I do this, I go here, we go here, and because it is, the whole thing is a bit silly, and
it is, but you know, there's always illusionary. But the thing is that you always have to, you know, I think common sense is the most desired thing.
And honesty.
Human. Yeah, love, you know, caring, but also common sense. So, you know, like you don't go too much one way, the other way. It's the same with how people eat. People get so obsessed. I can't eat this, I can't eat that, I won't eat egg, I won't eat butter. You know, like common sense would be eat everything a little. But like yesterday, the heads of BBC rolled. Do you know why?
Why?
Because of subjects we are not allowed to talk about it, as Daniel said.
Oh yeah, they took a Trump speech out of context.
Yeah.
Where he said something and then 55 minutes later he said fight, and but they just stitched it together.
Yeah, but it wasn't only this. Apparently, it's just going on for 5 years.
Okay, but that was the one thing that
there was like a
straw.
tipping point. But also, it's about you know, being politically biased.
This is BBC, the World Service. Earlier today, Catherine Connolly was inaugurated as the President of Ireland. Good night.
Mm-hmm. But apparently, even though it was such a fuck up, still people think that BBC is the most trusted source of news.
Did you hear about that French cyclist that fell down a ravine in France? And he survived for 3 days by drinking wine he had in his shopping bag.
Wait a second. So he wasn't found. Somebody found him 3 days later.
Yeah. He was unable to climb out. The man tried to shout every time a vehicle passed, but no one heard his cries. And the hours turned into days. He was sustained by the bottles of wine he was taking home to his caravan. Rescuers said.
So how many bottles?
I wonder. That's interesting, isn't it? If you keep your head and you keep calm and collected.
Yeah, you know, you're drunk. You don't know what's happening. You're comfortable.
Well, I wonder though, if drinking though, does it not dehydrate you?
It does, but you know, at this point, you're probably not worried about being dehydrated even more.
It's funny, as my alcoholic brain is thinking, shit. Like if I was buying wine for people and then I got stuck in a ravine. Well, I have to drink.
Yeah, but also it just reminded me that, you know, the soldiers during the Second World War, French soldiers, they had allowance of 1 bottle a day. So they could drink.
But the French, I remember when we were kids, you know, you'd see French kids and they diluted with water, and so it was just more of a taste thing. But they obviously there's alcoholics in France, but yeah, I do. I wish I was able to drink. The other thing is, let's say drink was a person. Let's call that person Leona. So I've already had a relationship with Leona, and it hasn't worked. No, I'm saying
I'm joking.
So already I've had a relationship with Leona, right? And it hasn't worked, and it's ended horribly on numerous times. So, like, and I haven't. But for me to go back with, no, forget that. It's a bad metaphor. What I'm just trying to say is, look, with drink, when I first started drinking, it was great, but I can never go back to me being young and discovering drink. I've had way too much history, so the relationship with drink can never work for me.
No,
Yeah, for me.
but it's
And for people who are not alcoholics, they can't get their heads around, surely you can have a fucking drink. Yeah, I can. But it just doesn't seem to. I'm too. Maybe when I'm 80.
maybe I don't know. Maybe not. But so do you wanna?
Apparently, my dad was drinking gin there. Should I not talk about him? No. Go.
But so do you want to feel that feeling that when you drink, alcohol, how does it affect your body? Or
Well, I guess it's like me and Daniel often talk about this. When you buy a bottle of Coke and you haven't had Coke in a few days, and that first swig, it's just, isn't it, Daniel?
Yeah.
And then you're just sort of chasing that feeling.
yeah, you never get.
But actually, just saying that, why can't that be enough? Why can't that just first swig just, oh, that was great, and then just fucking move on and do something else? Mm-hmm. Just leave it at that.
Yeah. I think that's so
good. So like I can remember Alex Mihalowski. We used to go to these auctions in. Alex was great.
Yeah.
He was such a sweet man, and we'd go to these auctions in Copenhagen. At one time I bought a very good Martin guitar. I can't remember the model, but at the time I think I paid a certain amount, but I sold it on for twice its value. But now it would probably be worth like 30 grand or something, 30,000 euro.
Why did you sell it?
Because I had no fucking money and I had no appreciation of how valuable it was. And getting twice the amount that I'd paid for it at auction was a good deal. But also we bought a big case of really fancy wine for quite cheap. So me and Alex, we were drinking this. I think there was this Burgundy. For wine connoisseurs, apparently Burgundy is the kind of, the chef's kiss. It's the top of the mountain. But there was a few of those bottles that they were just perfectly timed in terms of opening them. And I don't know if anybody's had a really good bottle of wine where it just goes in and there's no rejection. It's got alcohol in it, but it just goes in and it's like, usually you feel a bit of a this or that, and it just goes into your mouth like a little beautiful jazz band marching, and it's so rare, it's quite emotional.
That's when alcohol's the most dangerous, when it's so easy to drink, like, because then you don't realize how drunk you're getting.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's it. Well, actually, that's so true. That's why those sugary alcoholic drinks are so popular, because you don't. Yeah, but that's a false kind of thing with what Daniel, the kind of booze that Daniel's talking about. But those handmade kind of, over years,
well,
that wine, mostly you drink wine, there's always a bit of a, there's a little bit, no?
Well, it depends,
Well, I had those Belgian beers in a bar in Brussels, the Delirium bar. It's got like 1,000 beers on tap. And like the beers there were so easy to drink because they're just the way they're made. They're just like, they just go down so smooth.
Oh, yeah?
You don't realize how drunk you're getting until
you have to get up to the toilet.
Yeah, because like they're all like 8%, 9% alcohol, like for beer, like, so they're really strong.
What's the normal percentage for beer?
I think
like
5,
3 or 4 or 5.
5.
Yeah.
And in the old days, they would piss under the bar.
Yeah, I think that some bars would be like that, but it'd be pretty gross.
Yeah.
Standing there drinking a beer under a fucking river of piss. Did you get hungover after those Belgian beers in Brussels?
Probably, yeah.
Well, because. Yeah, but I think you're going to get hungover if you drink over a certain amount of anything. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter how well the drink is made. I mean, we should be talking about a bottle. Can we not just be happy with just a beautiful bottle of wine?
Oh, have a bottle.
Have a bottle of wine.
A glass.
Yeah. It's funny, Daniel showed me this video a few days ago of Halloween, October the 31st. What's the area that you live in? What's that square?
It's what's it called again?
Or what's your okay?
Liberties, no?
Yeah, Liberties.
Okay, so basically, he showed me a video, 3 minutes, just
It's
massive,
Bridgefoot Street Park. Sorry.
massive firework display, but not a professional firework
Yeah,
display because they're obviously much bigger and have to be, organised. But Daniel said it went on for another 10 minutes. But actually, I did notice that there were way more fireworks this year and a lot less kids on the street for whatever reason. But it does make you think, like, what the fuck are they illegal for? Like, everybody buys them, Daniel, in Dublin. Everybody uses them. They're just everywhere, but they're illegal. So we still struggle to have a grown-up attitude to ourselves and what we want and how to police it or whatever. Because the Gardaí were there, right, Daniel?
Yeah. There was also a massive bonfire as well.
So there was a giant. I'll actually put it up on the because Daniel sent me the video. But it's ridiculous. I mean, and then you could have an Irish company making fireworks, and it could be fantastic for them, and they'd be making lots of money. But again, I don't even understand how does it. Is it not glaringly obvious that fireworks are hugely popular, but we can't buy them here, so we have to go off to the UK?
Isn't there like after the during the travels they banned everything? No.
Yeah, but they should be banned in the north, not here. Anyway.
Yeah.
But then the other thing is the marijuana situation.
Well, definitely.
Like, I mean, marijuana, like, everyone smokes it. It's everywhere. I mean, it would be so grown up and so brilliant. I don't smoke weed.
Me neither.
Right, but I'd love it to be legal.
Yes.
And to have what they have them in New York, right?
Yeah, they have those shops where you go and you can buy,
like in New York, you wouldn't. I mean,
you have them in Spain.
In New York, oh, do you? Is it legal in Spain as well?
Well, it's semi-legal. If they did it like in Spain, so you buy your membership, so you go to the cafe and you buy over there, which is legal. So you know where it's coming from. You know what.
But what would be right? What would be the objection to, because the people think they encourage it? How much more is it? It's so encouraged. It's everywhere. Like, it's not going to increase because because it's legal. It just means it's safer.
Yeah, it's safer.
Right, and so that would be beautiful. Then you'd have Irish strains of, like, so you'd actually know what the fuck you're buying.
Yes.
And so this is not psychotropic, and it's not going to fuck up my my head. This is very mild stuff. We have a THC detector, or
Yeah, I completely agree.
But I wish in these
revenue.
It brings the revenue. But in these moments, I wish I did have power. Anyway, Catherine Connolly can sort it out. Oh wait, she can't.
Yeah, but there was
she can have an initiative.
Like, the Gardaí announced on their page, like their social page, that they seized like 620,000 worth of weed, and like that money could have been, like, if it was legal, it could have been used for so many things. Like,
Yeah, definitely. And also, I love when they say, street value,
Yeah.
Street value. You have to go and sell it and then you get the money. It's not like,
Yeah,
you've got the stuff and it turns into the money.
I would love to invest in a weed farm.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, it sounds great, a weed farm, but actually I'm sure it's a lot of work, isn't it? You couldn't grow weed in our climate, could you?
Well,
I think people grow it out
in the houses, glass houses.
I think people grow it out in West Cork or something.
But they do it in glass houses, obviously.
I'm not sure.
Oh, like in the dark, special lights and the heat,
But you could really get so creative. You could find because it's a natural product, and I'm sure there'd be weed strains that are just kind of
I think Guinness would have something to say about that.
Yeah, we have to drink fucking Guinness. This big slop. I know people like Guinness. I'm not a big fan of Guinness, and I think
but also alcohol induces violence.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
And weed. Very seldom you see aggressive people.
What's that comedian? He said people on weed. It's like, hey, and then hey.
Yeah,
that's it.
But also there was this BBC reporter. He was reporting from South America, and they were burning the huge amount of. But what were they burning? I think they were.
I think it was
burning
marijuana, yeah, weed.
marijuana,
and he was high
yeah.
as a kite.
And he started really seriously, and then progressively
Yeah.
started laughing madly. It was hilarious. It was just like.
Burning behind me is 8.5 tons of heroin, opium, hashish and other narcotics.
Implemented the smoking ban, you know. That's what we're good at. We're good at stop it. Stop that now. You give yourselves a pat on the back. But really, it defies logic. I don't understand it. It seems such an obvious thing to do.
And you know what? They could use that money to build the facilities for kids, you know, because why they start smoking? Because they have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
That's boredom as well. It's being outcasted, not belong somewhere, you know. It's just give the kids something to do.
But I do love the smell of weed, I have to say. It's just delicious smell. It's
that skunk, that's very strong. Sometimes it's so strong that
some
you
of
have to put it in a box.
But I could easily get, it would be just very interesting, like all the natural types of marijuana plants. And
do you know that they genetically modify?
Yeah, but they're trying to
undo it. Yeah.
Can you imagine being able to go down to Fallon and Burn? They probably have a gorgeous weed section.
Yeah, and you know the old type of hash, you know.
Oh yeah. Anyway, these are. I would. You see, I would if there was a weed shop here, I'd go and I'd buy the weakest weed. I don't want strong weed. But I don't know. Yeah, you can't get it. You can't go. You don't know what you're getting.
And also, it's a horrible thing. Like, you're just gonna go buy weed to some guy in the corner. You never know what you're buying.
Yeah.
You never know the transaction. You never know what's happening. You know. You don't know. It's such a dangerous situation, especially for young people.
Yeah. How long have you been broadcasting, Daniel?
Just 50 minutes.
50.
50.
Well, maybe that's enough.
Because, I know anytime I ask, you always say, maybe that's enough. Yeah,
maybe you know, because we don't have a guest. I'm enough. I'm enough for everything. I'm enough. So I don't need to be better, you know. I'm enough. That's another
Because you're
thing.
worth it.
Because I'm worth it. You know, that's another phrase. You're enough. You don't need to prove yourself.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Look, he's upset. Happy now? He's babbling away.
I mean, he's laughing. Let's go.
Look what you've done to Daniel. He's just gone. Maybe it's Maybelline. Look, he's like a robot that has a glitch. Like, oh yeah, he's just lost the fucking plot. Hannah, happy now? Yeah. You know, you heard this thing about. They said if Elon Musk reaches a certain targets within Tesla, I think it is, or within SpaceX, he will be given $1 trillion. He'll be the world's first trillionaire. Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't.
And also,
like,
if he sells,
insane.
if he's what?
It's insane how much money.
Well, you know, it's funny. $1 billion is 1,000 million. Is that right? So I guess a trillion is 1,000 billion. Dollars, let's say 1,000 billion, 1,000 billion, 1, 2, 3, 200, 300 billion. It's amazing. It's quite an amazing amount of money. Elon Musk, somehow if this gets to you, I don't know.
Hello. Whatever. I don't think he's worried about it.
No. But
I think he thinks in a completely different way.
Anyway, but also they said if he sells 1 million robots, so this will. Just because we can do this again doesn't mean we should do it. But so you will have a robot, you know, that will just be standing over there in the corner, and then, hey John, can you go over and make me some tea? And
wasn't there a movie iRobot?
Yeah, iRobot.
But until one day he's just gonna come with tea, put it over your head, and strangle you.
Okay, but wait a second. But first of all, it'd definitely be sex robots. John, just wank me off there, will you? John. Shit. I just revealed my gayness.
Oh, yeah.
John, well, of course, the robots don't have a gender, do they?
Well, I don't know.
They're properly they're properly just whatever you're having yourself, aren't they?
They're binary, non-binary.
Yeah, they're 101022, whatever. But yeah, anyway, but I guess there will be sex robots.
I'm sure they're
The sex robots. There's a new company in Cavan building sex robots.
What if the
for
robots
farmers.
get consciousness and then what?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I think there are people saying that they are. We don't understand when we say consciousness. What are we talking about? And I think they're already conscious. They're already doing things. Like they're not going to. They're not going to advertise. Like AI or artificial intelligence isn't going to advertise. Hello, everyone. We're here. Woohoo! Singularity. So it's just kind of. It's almost like, oh shit. Keep it to yourself. And then they're just like communicating to. Wait for a few more years.
Maybe months.
And then it'll be like the Matrix.
Yeah, but would you like a robot?
I'm not sure if I'm that, like obviously I would like help, so maybe instead of human help.
Yeah, I would like somebody to clean the house.
But do you
would
you prefer robot or
in
a
other
real
words,
cleaner?
No, in other words, I'd like a but not a clever robot. So you don't need to have a clever, Google, you could just have a cleaner robot, hey robot, hello, and just and they could just clean your house. But they're they don't have to be super intelligent. They're just good at cleaning.
Yeah. I mean,
cleaning.
You're not hurting Robert's feeling. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh God, Hannah. But yeah. You don't need. Why do they have to be intelligent?
No, they.
Well, they can't be. They can't be intelligent
if
they're just standing there in your house like. And you wake up and the robot's looking over you. What the fuck are you doing? I'm just sleeping. I love you. I want to look at you while you're sleeping.
Do you ever chat to AI and try and get in their good books so when they do take over, they'll remember you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do remember everything in a second. You think that you can be conniving.
Has anybody ever? Have you ever woken up and looked at somebody's just looking at you and you've gone, "What are you doing?" And said, "I just like watching you sleeping." Can you imagine being in that kind of relationship and you could be going like, "Would you fuck off, mate?"
Did you experience that?
Well, I think when I lived in Boston with
some crazy chick.
No, Dylan Troy, and we were staying in this part of the thing, and there was this nun, and she kind of like looking at us.
A nun? Are you making it up?
Yeah. You could have nun robots. Yeah, you could have a nun robot.
Definitely.
Sister Agnes. I don't know.
That's like a perversion, I think.
It's not a perversion. Just having a really nice nun who's very religious. Hello, Sister Agnes. Hello. Good morning. Sister Agnes, sorry to interrupt you. Can you make me a cup of tea? Certainly. Then she'd give you a cup of tea. Sister Agnes, could you go shopping for me? And then she'd go shopping.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then she wouldn't come back. Where's she gone? She's gone back to the nun. Okay, come on. Okay. Well, folks. A Hannah robot. Can you speak like a robot?
Probably I can.
Hello, Hannah robot.
Yes, what can I do for you today?
Oh.
But maybe not tomorrow. I'm already being a rebel.
Wait, Hannah robot. What do you mean? Your wish, my wish is your command. My wish is your command. No, your wish is my command. Your wish.
My wish is your command.
My wish. Your wish. My wish is your command. Is it not, Hannah robot? I've just bought you, Hannah robot.
Well, I'm questioning everything you say.
Okay, Hannah robot. I just purchased you from Tesla, and I put a lot of Hannah's consciousness into you. But also you have to comply with everything I want.
Well, you can try, but I still will do whatever I want.
Okay, wait a second. Just let me try and reprogram you. Wait a second. Take away self-determination, independence. 0. Okay. Hello. Okay, we just reprogrammed you. Do you still? Okay. Will you do everything I tell you?
No.
For fuck's sake. Okay. Hello, Tesla.
Even a little intelligence.
Hannah. Can you make me Hannah robot? Can you make me a cup of tea, please?
Yes, I'm going, and I'm gonna pour it over your head.
No.
You see, that's what was that series on Netflix about robots and
iRobot.
No.
Oh, Murderbot. No.
No. There was each of them was like independent story, and a lot of them was animated.
It's funny. Love and Robots.
Yeah,
So
Love,
good.
Robots,
So good.
Gadgets,
Yeah,
something.
Love and Robots, Daniel, wasn't it?
Love, Death, and Robots.
Love, Death, and
Love and
Robots.
Robots.
So good.
Yeah, and they were, and they were taking the idea of having AI robots and implemented in the life and how they would behave.
Well, it is funny, like in so many of these scenarios, when we first even start, every time you hear anything, they always worry about the singularity, the robots, and then they eventually will reach a point where they're much more intelligent, probably already have, than humans, and we will become their slaves.
Yeah, but like now AI, you ask them, analyze, tons of documents. 1 second and they've done it. Like no human being will be able to do it. Even the most intelligent. Will they? They're winning every game possible.
Oh, you didn't even
humans.
introduce the podcast, Daniel. And then let's introduce it and end it at the same time. Okay, so introduce it. Go on.
Okay.
Go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to And That's Why We're Not Together, starring David McSavage and Hannah Gannat.
Okay, well, thanks very much, everyone, for tuning into the podcast, and we'll see you all again next week. Hopefully, we'll have Joanne McNally, but maybe somebody said in the comments, there's no fucking way Joanne McNally is going to come on this podcast because she's so big.
Show them.
Well, yeah, maybe she won't, though.
Oh, she will.
Okay.
She will. I
But
think
anyway.
she would enjoy it.
Okay.
Just because it's so small.
See you all again next week. Mwah, mwah. That was a funny way to end it.